Hey, welcome to another episode of Off the Dribble, presented and powered by the Warner Robins All Stars. We had to take a short break, but we're back, back with another big show for you. Before we jump into it and bring our special guests out, I want to say what's up to Coach Tat,
What's up? What's up?
Coach Charles G.
How's it going?
Hey, how was your holidays, man?
Hey man, dealing with AJ Brooks, it ain't nothing but adventure.
Coach Charles, you was able to chill out a little bit.
Oh yeah, man. Got out, relaxed a little bit. Nothing too much.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I was watching reruns of basketball games, so it was all good, man. It was all good. Hey, so like I said, we got a big show for you today. So without further ado, let's jump into it. I'd like to introduce the head coach of the House and County Lady Bears, Danielle Johnson.
How y'all doing? How you doing?
What's up, Coach?
What's up, fellas? Y'all good?
All good,
Yes,
coach.
sir. Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Trying to stay safe. You know how it goes.
I hear you. How was your holidays?
It was pretty good. I stayed around the house,
Yeah.
cooked a little bit. You know,
There you
that
go.
was about it.
Got right on that grill, huh?
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. That's what I can do.
Yeah. Hey, I tell my wife all the time, I'll grill all day. You got to handle the sides.
Right.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, welcome to the show. We appreciate you being on the show.
Yes, sir.
This platform is here to kind of build the basketball brand in Houston County, as well as in Macon and Middle Georgia area all together, right? And it's here to educate the parents, players, and up and coming coaches. So we really appreciate you being on the show, and it being able to pick your brain a little bit, just as far as your experience from your coaching time.
Gotcha.
So we were talking before we came on the air. You've been coaching a total of 12 years,
Yes, sir.
all at the varsity level, the head coach varsity level.
Yes, sir.
7 years at Dodge County as a
Mhm.
boys varsity coach,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've been over at HOCO for 5 years dealing with the women's team.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if you don't mind, Coach, can you kind of give us your background and kind of what guided you and pushed you in the in getting into coaching?
Well, in high school, I go back to elementary school. I had this guy named, God bless his day, his name was Don Adler.
Okay.
He the one that really got me started on it, we get in the gym and I didn't understand, like doing 2-line layups, shooting free throws, all that type stuff.
Right.
He was teaching us the fundamentals, ball handling drills. I really didn't understand until I started playing with those older guys. So then got to the middle school, the game got a little faster, and I'm very competitive. No matter what I'm doing, playing checkers, cards, whatever you want to do, I'm very competitive. And those older guys beat me, so it was just like, hey, this is something that I want to do. So then when I got to high school, it was even more competitive. Y'all know the speed of high school basketball, especially coming from middle school. And my high school coach's name was Willis Jones. Real good guy. He I always asked him, I was like, Coach, I want to get into coaching. I said, because two things was this. You get off on the summers and you get off on the holidays. That's why I started getting off on the summer and the holidays. And then it was just like, I seen what he done for me and a lot of my friends. I come up in a one-parent home, and it was just like, he was that other father figure that I needed. And I said, well, when I got to coaching, what I'm saying, no matter who I coach, I still want to be that positive role model for the kids.
Right.
So went to Dodge, graduated from Dodge, won a state championship in 1995. And then after I went to East Central Junior College in Mississippi, I learned from them coaches what to do and what not to do. And then I went to Bruton Parker. And y'all know a guy named Kawasi Reeves.
Oh, yeah.
Played ball with him at Bruton Parker. Then we left there. When I left there, I worked at a YDC for 7 years though.
Okay.
And then after I left the YDC, I was just like, this wasn't for me. I'm too much of a happy guy. So I got a job at alternative school in Dodge. That's where it started off at. And then the rest right there, I was at Dodge for 7 years. And then I wanted a little break from football. They wouldn't let me out of football. So a spot came up at HOCO. I came to HOCO. My first year, I was assistant boys coach. And then that next year, the job was offered to me as the girls. And I've been with the girls now for 4 years.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you kind of touched on it. We can't overlook the fact that you are also a football coach.
Yes, sir. I coached the ninth grade.
Okay.
In Dodge, I coached varsity. And like I said, with varsity football, it's so much time. And I was away from my family a lot. So, I mean, I wanted to do something different because you know how it is, varsity football, and then you go straight into basketball.
Right.
And, you know, that's like 6 or 7 months where you don't really get a break. So I had to do what was best for me. So the ninth grade helped me out. And the ninth grade really helped me out with coaching girls basketball also, though. Teach you patience.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah. So, so I'm gonna ask you what we asked. I guess probably the last week and a half or so that we've had on here with the news of the shot clock coming to the high school for the state of Georgia. What are your thoughts on that? How's that gonna affect your coaching style or your play style?
Well, you know, the thing about that is, I always think about my personnel first. And I know this may sound crazy, but I think about my personnel first because the way basketball is played now, it's all up tempo and fast.
Right.
And I really feel like you can get fast shots. You can get good shots that are fast. But I talked to a few of my girls about the shot clock, and they was like, "Well, coach, we got to shoot the ball fast." So the adjustment for girls, if I'm coaching boys, it's a lot different because boys look at it like that, but with girls, they got to look at it. Well, we got the shot clock, so we got to shoot it in a certain time. So it's just going to take a bunch of me teaching, bunch of teaching for me to show them that you got 30 seconds, and you can't just sit there and dribble the air on the ball. You got 30 seconds, but you got to make real good decisions. You know, play fast and slow. You know, and I would do that with or without a shot clock.
Yes, sir.
And coach, talking about your days down there at Dodge County, and you know y'all whooped us on a little bit with those left.
Yeah.
The big DN from UGA. Talk about that a little bit, man. You know, how was that coaching somebody of that stature, man?
I mean, the thing about that kid there, man, when he come in the gym, it was already his presence was felt. He was a guy that you use as an example. You could get on to him as much as you needed to get onto him, and when the other kids seen that, you had no problems. You know, one of the best kids. I mean, respectful. You know, and Lynn came up hard too. You know, he came up hard. I mean, but he was willing to work at his trade, and it was just like it made everything so much easier. You know, Lynn kind of spoiled you, and I call him Lynn, but that's what we call him. Lynn kind of spoiled you because he was the type of kid where you didn't have to say go hard. You didn't really have to get on him. You had to talk to him at practice before practice and say, Lynn, look, I'm gonna get on you real hard today. Don't take it the wrong way, but we got to get on you today. That's the type of kid he was. You know, so
right.
He made coaching real easy.
This year, if we have a season, talk about what you got coming back, man. You got a lot coming back this year.
Yeah, Ted, I'm telling you, it's like we had 11 girls on the team. I lost one, senior, real good senior, lost her. But if the COVID was gonna come, I feel like it came at the right time for me losing my summer because all the girls that I had, they know exactly what I want to do. They know exactly how we want to do it. And like I told them last year going into the season, if we don't win, if we don't at least play for the region championship, then I'll be disappointed. Now my thing is this year, if we don't win the region this year, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Right.
You know, so I feel like we got 6 seniors. I got 7 seniors. All of them played pretty good minutes last year as a junior. So I think we'll be ready. We'll be ready.
And that's the thing you have to do with I guess being successful. You're gonna have to take the bumps and bruises with them young kids sometimes.
Right.
Get ready for this point of the year.
Right.
You know, this point when you're ready for them, step in and make that leap.
Right. Because, you know, when I first took over this girls team, you know, Warner Robins girls, Veterans girls, Northside girls, the Perry girls, you know, all them girls, they were really good. They was beating us by 30, 35 points, you know, a night. You know, so what I did was I stayed true to what I believe. We'll play these young girls, and these girls get these butt whoopings so they'll see what the deal was. And like last basketball season, we was 6-19. Then this year we was 18-10, so I feel like it paid off.
Right.
So, Coach, kind of speak to that a little bit, man. You went from Dodge County, where you coaching high school boys, and then transitioned into coaching varsity girls. What was that transition like? Was there some challenges in there? And I understand coaching is coaching at the end of the day, but was there some challenge with that transition?
It was a lot of challenges. I mean, when I first got the job, when Coach Lasher called me in the office, when he offered me the job and I took it. Well, before I took it, I went back to my room. I looked at Max Prep, and I seen there was 6 girls on that team was at least 5'10" or taller. So then what I did, I called a few coaches that coach girls. The girls coach at Dodge. I don't know if y'all know my friend. He coached at Washington County named Shug. Mm-hmm. I reached out to him, and I just reached out to a lot of coaches that coach girls, and just was trying to fill them out. And it is a big transition. But I'm gonna tell you one thing I like about girls is when I used to coach boys, if I got onto a boy a whole lot in practice, they'll be mad at me for a week. Now, one thing about girls is, and y'all may think this crazy, but when you get onto a girl, instead of them being mad at you, they doing everything they can to make you happy. So and it's like the only thing about girls is basically the drama, because I got a 14-year-old daughter. It's the drama because they'll stay mad at each other longer than they would stay mad at me.
Right.
But this group that I had, the group that I had, it's been pretty good groups, but this group that I had this past year was actually my group. Gotcha. Because my first year I had 7 seniors on that team, and then the next couple of years they were young girls. So this was actually my group. But like I said, as far as the drama, if you could keep the drama to a minimum, the transition was real easy because I don't know if I could ever go back to coaching boys unless the money right, the money right. But I don't know if I can ever go back to coaching boys.
So, Coach, who was the young lady, man? That point guard. I don't know if that's the one you lost, but she was tough, man. That girl. Whew, can't.
My point guard was Jordan Johnson. If you're talking about her number 3, now she'll be back.
She'll be back.
Yeah, she'll be back. She'll be a junior.
Yeah, she played hard, man.
Yeah, because I started her as a freshman. And it's just like I had her working out with us ever since she was in the 7th grade. She was going with us over the summer, playing. And I knew she had that dog in her. I knew that from the start because it was just like she was playing as a 7th grader. And then as a 7th grader, when we started basketball season, the older girls were asking, could she play with us? And I was like, no, she can't play with us because they got basketball at Faker Mill, But she was the real deal. Like I say, she won Coke MVP for me this year because it was just that really I knew what I was getting when she was a freshman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love her game, man. That girl, she like you said, she a dog. She get after. So I'm glad she coming back. She was fun to watch this past year.
Oh yeah.
Coach, let me ask you about the culture, right? So developing that culture. So Coach Charles kind of hit on that transition, and you kind of hit on it as far as where it could be drama and all those type of things. But what are some of the things that you've learned to know how to deal with some of those situations? And now that you're in it, what are the things that you do for preventative stuff?
Okay, like my first few years, and I done this when I was a boys coach, I had a bunch of kids on the team. I had maybe 14, 15 kids. Right. Now, what I've learned is if they're not worthy to be on varsity, they don't need to be on varsity.
Right.
So I had 11 kids this past year. And when you got 11 kids, you don't have time to have drama because everybody doing something. Yeah. Except that one kid, but then by the time that one kid get in, and when you rotating just one kid, it's like you don't have time to stand around and talk and all this stuff. And then by the time you get ready to leave with practice over, you're ready to leave practice. Right. And another thing too, I try my best to, I do this because I was that type player. I try to listen to my players. I really try to listen to them and, and let them know that I don't think I know everything. I don't. We're going to make mistakes. We all going to make mistakes on this journey. But the thing I'm trying to tell you is this. High school basketball, I know about high school basketball. Right. But like I say now, but the girls, they round each other a whole. Well, this past year, they was round each other a lot because it was a small number. And like I say, and then I learned to, when there was some drama, if you don't buy into it, you just push it to the side, and they'll know when to push it to the side. Yeah. But like I say, beside the transition though, the transition it is challenging. But I tell the girls all the time, they teaching me how to raise my daughter. And that's what makes it easy because I wouldn't treat them no different than I treat my daughter. Now, I'm gonna coach you hard. I'm gonna coach you real hard. And Tad tell you, he see how I am. I'm all on the court and all that stuff. But a lot of people look at it as hollering and screaming. Because I had to tell a parent one time, I'm not hollering and screaming. It's called coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to do my best so your kid won't shut down. But they so used to me doing the way I coached it don't even bother them. But it may just bother people that's in the stands.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, look, I got to correct you on one thing. You do got a few people out there that just holler and scream.
Yeah, right.
Now, when you give an instruction, right? So
Exactly.
what we tell them, I'm yelling so you can hear me better. As I'm trying to give you this instruction.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. So that transition piece, and they kind of talked on what you got coming back. So how do you build your program? So I know you said you went out and you found that you knew that freshman was going to be that person for you, but as far as you have influence on the JV squad as well, as far as running the same system and all of those type of things.
Right. When I first started, I had the JV and the varsity practicing together.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know once, when they done with JV, they got to come see me.
Right.
And I want them to already be used to me, how I coach, how I run practice, and all that stuff. So when the younger kids, like say, I think I ran a few of them off when I first started because they weren't used to people being so loud.
Right.
But I'm loud all the time. I mean, I'm loud when I'm having fun. I'm loud all the time.
Right.
And, but the girls now is just like I never had a cut. I never cut anybody since I've been at HOCO.
Really?
So the thing about it is the girls now, it's like they know what they expect from me, and you know how it is. You got to build a relationship with all kids,
Right?
And then once they see you got their back, they'll go through the wall for you, And that's one thing. Like I say, with my freshman, I actually had two good freshmen come in. I really did. I had one of them won the MVP last year, and then the one I had this year, and then I had some real good upperclassmen. So it was just that they looked at it like this. They didn't want the year before to be like this year. So it was just like they bought into what we was doing, and when they bought into what we was doing, it was just like I would lose sleep because I would know, are we ready? Are we ready? But it was games that I was just like, we ain't got a chance to win. Because I think we went 6-2 in the county this year. And with Veterans was just a better team. By hands down, Veterans was a better team. But for us to beat Northside and Warner Robins and Perry all in the same season, that was kind of big for us. And I think we played Warner Robins right first game, right?
Yeah.
And when we won that game, our girls had the belief that we could beat anybody. And so that's how they, when they get a taste of it, because you're so used to getting beat by them, and that plays a big part. When you beat up the bully, then you can go around the schoolyard, with a little bit more attitude.
Yeah.
So, Coach, when as you building this culture, and these kids are buying in, how do you roles? How do you go about having everybody understand their roles?
And and that's the thing. I ask all the girls. I actually give the girls a sheet of paper, and I tell them to write down what you think your role is on the team. Because I'm trying to pick your brain because you're trying to pick mine. And and the thing about it, I have had good assistant coaches. I know y'all know Jamarcus, real good coach. And that's the one thing I learned is the coaches got to be on the same page also.
Right.
Because the coach is not on the same page. It's just like if they feel like they can run to another coach about something that then it's like, then you ain't never, then the role will never be fulfilled.
Right.
That's just like with me. I let my coaches coach. I stand back, I let them coach. At practice, I stand back, I let them coach. If it's something that I feel like I need correction on, I talk to them after practice so we can get back on the same page. And then once the girls see that, then everything really just falls in line. the role thing, like I say, girls, it's just like this. You can score 25 points tonight, we can lose all our games. But if you balance that down and say 10 here, 10 there, 10 there, it's hard to scout teams like that. So like I always preach, and I know I'm probably old school on this, but I always teach. I'm team first. I don't care if I got somebody that can score 25 a night. We're gonna find a way to be team first, and then you can get those 25.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. I think a lot of people don't understand that as you talk about coaches being on the same page. I mean, it is a lot when you're on the same page, man. And that's one thing I can commend Coach Garvin on, as he's always on the same page with whatever somebody suggests or anything.
Right.
He's always on the same page.
Right.
And I think that's part of the winning formula, man.
Right, because I mean, I sit around, I watch Gorman, and like I say, don't tell him this, but I sit down, I be trying to steal stuff from him. You know? since we don't coach against each other anymore, because we had our battles in Dodge, with Callaway and all, then we had our battles, and it was just like I was watching, because sometimes like when y'all come to HOCO, like during the bear brawl, sometimes I sat like right behind y'all bench, y'all didn't even know I was there. But I'm sitting behind y'all bench because I'm a sponge, man. I'm trying to get all the stuff I can, because people like some people always say, "Well, Coach Johnson, you don't like to listen to nobody else." I say, it ain't that I don't like to listen to nobody else. I like to listen to people that are successful.
Right.
When you listen to people that's successful, then you learn more. Now, if you're not successful, that don't mean I can't learn anything from you.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, with Coach Gorman, with y'all, it's just like I can sit there and I can talk with Gorman, and we pretty much be on the same page. And it's just like I'm trying to learn from everybody that I can, because like you say, if you got coaches that you got to watch your back, you can't really do what you need to do, and the kids they catch on to that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And just thankfully since I've been coaching, I done had some pretty good assist. In Dodge, I know I had some real good assistant coaches. I know I did, because we still talk to this day. And like with my coaches here, I lost my female assistant coach, Coach Cool. I lost her. Still got Jamarcus, Bonham. He in Warner, back at Warner Rider. So some guys, people that I lost. But like I say, if we could just keep this thing on the same page, I feel like we'll be fine.
So, Coach, I feel like coaches are educators, counselors, philosophers. You guys hold many, many hats. Parents, and at some time as well. So, on that, talking about like speaking to accountability of the players and leadership of the players. How do you go about building and molding and encouraging kids to embrace that piece of the game as well?
And here's the thing, like. I'm a special ed major, right? Interrelated sped. And one thing I learned is just like this. And people may think you can, but I don't learn this. You can't treat everybody the same, because everybody don't take this stuff the same. So it's just like I probably can holler at you, Coach D, but I probably can't holler at Coach Tad. Right. I'm still treating you the same somewhat, but I still can't, And then my thing with a leader is, I just always feel like a leader is born. I don't feel like I can say, Coach KP, hey, you the leader, man. You can't do that, because a leader is gonna echo everything you're saying. A leader is gonna echo everything that you're doing, because they know you're trying to get to that one point. So what I do for that is I sit around and I say the leaders are the seniors are the leader of a team as far as stuff that needs to be done. But far as like, I'm just big on my point guard being the leader of my team, because the point guard touch the ball 95% of the time. The point guard gets you in what you need to get in. But with girls, you got to be kind of careful when you say that, because when you say as a leader, you don't mean it no kind of way. You're just saying the point guard, because the point guard is supposed to know everybody's position on the court.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how I go about that, that leadership role and all that. And then I'm big at trying to let them figure it out on their own.
Right.
Because the girl, like my senior this past year, she said so little, but she meant so much to the team.
Yep.
Because a lot of times people think if they talking a lot, then they doing something. No. Sometimes you could just sit there and say one thing, and it goes a long way. It goes longer than what the coaches say.
Absolutely. So, and one of the reasons I brought that up because you probably if you've been watching ESPN and whatnot, I think they asked Mario Chalmers,
Mm-hmm.
who was the best leader on that team,
Mm-hmm.
that Miami team, and he said Dwayne Wade.
Right, right,
So, and it came to one of those things. That discussion was, not all the time is it going to be your best player who's
right,
going to be the
right,
best leader. Some people
right,
develop those things as they go. And I get high school is kind of a short period of time of a career, but I'm sure you guys have seen kids who may have started out shy and then kind of grew into that as they go along as well. So uh, just feel like that was an important message for kids to get out there to get that message out to the kids. Hey,
right,
don't just keep going, keep grinding, keep doing what you
right,
need to do.
right,
So,
right.
but
Coach, let me ask you about travel basketball, AAU basketball.
Right.
Do you know how many of your girls are playing or would have been playing this summer?
Every one of them.
Okay,
I had, like I say, the 10 girls that I had coming back. All 10 of them would have been playing.
okay. And
You know,
did they play with each other or?
and most of them played together,
Okay,
and then I had like one or two that played for another team, but she was already with that team before
right.
she came to HOCO, so
Okay,
she stayed with that team. But the rest of them pretty much played together. And I'm gonna tell you that that helped us out a lot too. And you know how it is, man. Oh, like when basketball when the summer over, like with June, and
right.
then they start playing AAU ball around about July, and they still getting around each other. They learning each other habits. They learn each other dislikes, and
mm-hmm.
that's one of the biggest things that I'm gonna really hate that we didn't get with this COVID hitting because June. I don't care if I won a basketball game over the summer. That June is about just building a bond with each other. So then when we come back, get ready in October, then we ready. And like I say, I could tell that the AAU ball helped them out, the travel ball helped them out a lot. It's
Right.
because we played better as a team,
Yeah.
And then on top of that, me having them 3 years, and so it was a combination of a bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So with that, how do you see the game on the women's side at the high school level growing in this area?
I'll go ahead and tell you now. Like I said, like I was telling you earlier about when I got here with Warner Robins and Northside. I mean, I just keep thinking about Warner Robins girls. I have never seen a machine like that when I first got the girls' job. They beat us. I never forget. They beat us by 35, and I think they was up by almost 40 at halftime.
Mm.
They out there. They doing. I mean, the girls basketball. Like I say, if it wasn't, I would get out of it.
Right.
But these group of girls I got, and I know Warner Roberts gonna be good. He's pretty good this year. I know Northside gonna be good this year. I know Veterans gonna be good this year because I know all the teams that we beat this year, they thirsty to beat us.
Mm.
But like this area and the teams that I try to play, it's like they coming along because I'm gonna play Dodge County this year.
Right.
It is just like I love that the girls they trying to be so competitive now, and they taking on the mold. They always say you want your team to take on the mold as a coach,
Right.
and I really like what girls basketball going at right now. Like I say, that's the only reason. That's why I'm staying in.
Yeah.
So it's going in the right direction.
Yes, sir.
And coach, those girls that you're talking about that play together, I've watched them over the years develop and develop that bond and been at tournaments and seen them. So I mean, they've actually had a great run together since they've been in probably the fifth grade, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I think a lot of that too is like you say, good for team building.
Mm-hmm.
You know, speak to the parents a little bit, man, and the viewers that are watching. How important it is. I know you touched on it a little bit, but let them know how important that team chemistry is to come from July to November when you get them.
Right. I'm telling you, I have always said, because I'm gonna tell you why. When I played basketball, like I say, my mama was in the stands, and I'll never forget this. I got hurt. Well, I didn't get hurt. I fell down, and I looked up. My mama was down on the floor. And I said, I got in the locker room. I said, you better not ever do that again. Don't ever do that again. And she was like, why? I said, let me tell you something. I said, first of all, you're not a doctor. I said, you're not a doctor. I say, and these people see that. Now, I'm saying that to say this. The thing about, like you said, about the summer, when they get from around, and I'm gonna say parents, friends, and all that other type stuff, they become so close, you know. And then it's just like this. I get that everybody want their kid to do good. I get that. But you know, it's just like this. When it comes to team sports, the football, the basketball, you know, stuff like that, you got to be a team player. You know, and that's probably my biggest thing is when we get on the same page. And I'm talking about even parent and coaches. You know, parent and coaches got to be on. We got to get on some kind of level because I'm dealing with your kid. You know, but this is one thing: if the kids see that Coach Johnson and Coach Tat getting along, and I'm saying if you had a kid on my team, if they see we get along and everything good, everything else will work itself out.
Right.
Because you know, it's sometimes where you know, and we know how kids are. My daughter do it all the time. They exaggerate a few things. And then they go home and tell stuff that's really not true. You know, you could be saying something jokingly, and it's just something simple as, you know, dive on the floor for the ball, and they say, I hurt myself, and you may say something like, I don't care. It ain't really that you don't care. It's just that if you're saying dive on the floor for the ball, then you showing that effort and that hustle that other teams don't want to do.
Right.
You know, and like I say, with the way I coach, I know I have caught some slack in the past that all I do is holler at them and all that. But then I asked the girls, do y'all think I holler at y'all too much? No, sir. And then after that, nothing else matters when it comes to that because I'm there for them. I'm there for the parents too, but I'm there for them. But by no means are kids going to be mistreated and all that stuff. But I like to coach them hard because at the end of the day, when this journey is over, basketball, then you start in that workforce or whatever the case may be, when you got that boss that say whatever, you gonna be like, hey, this Coach Johnson. You can't get no worse than Coach Johnson. You know, that's how I always look at things.
Yeah. And Coach, and I want you to speak to the parents about this also. Your relationship with their AAU coach, how important that is to have that relationship, you know, with Coach Dion.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Because then you become one. You know what I mean? Then you become one. Because when you become one, it's like everybody know what's going on. Right. Then when you come to the game, you ain't being surprised. Everything, it's just like with us talking on this right now. You know, and we talking about this, and we know. Now, when the game start and Coach KP do something different, then I don't know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? But like that relationship is just like this. The kids that they deal with the coaches that they deal with over the summer, the coaches that they deal with during the off season, we should always be on the same page because we're trying to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Now, that don't mean we're gonna agree all the time. Tat, me and you don't have conversations where we don't agree, but that don't mean we got to fall out.
Right.
You know, we got to agree to disagree. It's gonna be some things that you do that I don't want to do, and that's fine. That's fine. But we still need to come, hey, let's try to work this here, work this there, because that relationship with the coaches, if they dealing with a coach, and if that coach ain't dealing with me, then that becomes a problem.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly behind you on that. And that's a good thing, man, to bridge that gap. So and then, you know, later on when you start talking about recruitment, now the head varsity coach can ping things off the AAU coach, and the AAU coach, he gets that call. He pings things off the head coach. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's on the same page.
Right.
And trying to get that kid to the next level.
Yep.
So, Coach, here's another question that I ask our guests when they come on, especially our coaches. Based on your kids that you are coaching, when they're starting to get college looks, right? And Coach Tat kind of alluded to it. What are some of the questions and some of the feedback that that you get as a coach from the college coach, what they want to know about your kid, particularly, and how they can help their program.
All right. Well, this is the thing that I've been big on, and I tell these girls, they can tell you this. I tell them this every day. When college coaches call me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. And then the next thing is, I tell them what they have done for me, and if you want film. But then my main thing is this: I say, I'm gonna give you a schedule. I want you to come check them out. Because I feel like you come into that game and you checking them out, it's all the proof that you need.
Right.
Now, unlike any other year, I got maybe 5 or 6 girls that potentially probably gonna want to go play college basketball. I never had that before. I had one year and one another year, but I never had as many as I've had this year that want to go play. And I'm gonna do everything that I need to get them to understand that I talk to the coach because I'm not gonna mess it up for the next kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you put all this into this one kid, and then this kid you lying, you're not telling the truth, then you messing up for the next kid. Yeah. But what I'm gonna do is, like I talked to Tad about this about last week. I'm trying my best now to reach out to coaches, tell them what I got, tell them the schedule. And I'm even trying to work it where, like I said, with this COVID going on, everything stopped. I was trying to work it out where the schools that sending me the letters, I want to kind of go play closer so the coach won't have to come so far. Like I said, I'm gonna do everything on my part. If you want to go to school, I want you to go to school. And I want you to do whatever you feel like you need to do. But like I tell them all the time, when coaches come, always pay attention to more when you go on the court. You have to pay more attention when you're off the court than you're on the court. Mm-hmm. I hear Gino Oriema said that if he in the gym, he already know the kid can play. But he want to come and see when the kid is probably not having a good game, how the kid act on the bench and all that stuff. So that's the kind of stuff that I instill in them every day. It's more than just your basketball skill. When I talk to the coach, the first thing they normally ask you is, what's the GPA? What's the GPA? Have they took the SAT? But stuff like that. And a lot of people don't even look at it like that. They look at the basketball court and that's it. Nah, there's more to it than that. Right.
NCAA clearinghouse.
Right.
All of that stuff, man.
So to that same point, so what's that message to the parents, right? When some of your kids are getting those looks, and helping them understand how their behavior needs to be and what things they could be doing to help this process along.
Exactly, and that's the thing. The thing is, just say like, and most college coaches don't, 9 times out of 10, I hadn't had one ask me about a parent because once they graduate from high school, they on their own, pretty much because it is business.
Yeah.
And I think about that because, like I say, I played at a junior college my first couple of years, but it was still a business. When I signed that scholarship, then I played for that school. It wasn't like it is a high school where they feel like everybody need to play and the parents can come talk to the coach when things not going their way. It don't work like that. Yeah. And that's what I've been trying to instill in my team and the parents, that it's just like this. When the college coaches talk, the only thing you can do then is just listen. So why not practice that right now? It's really all about practice. Why not practice that right now? Because it's just like this. I had 11 girls on the team, and I was playing almost 8 girls. The girls that didn't play, they was on JV, and they was playing whole JV minutes. So my kids this year was never a playing time problem. Right. But like I said, you can go to college, and you may not never come off the bench as a freshman. And then you come in and the parents want to go talk loud and feel like they need it. The coaches would tell you quick, you can get your daughter and you can go home. And I'm trying to separate all that stuff. Look, you go down there and be a parent. Go enjoy your kid playing. If she's not playing yet, go enjoy sitting on the bench, because if she don't like it, I'm sure she would do something about it. So if she's still there and she like it, just go and be a parent. Yeah. And I guarantee you, when the kids see that right there, you can get so much more out of it.
Oh yeah.
So have you So have you do you have one of those players that's headstrong and they challenge you in a good way? It's a positive way. They trying to learn that piece of the game, and you got is it one of your girls that's like that now?
All of them.
All
All of them. And see, this is what I tell them though, and it's funny because it's just like they always trying to prove me wrong. But here's the thing, I like that one.
yeah.
You know, because it's just like I have a few of them that like to shoot the three. You know, all of them like to shoot the three. You know how that go. So I done had someone where I take them out, they trying to get a breather. They'll come by me and they say, Coach, I told you I could make that shot. You know, but what I'm saying is that's part of them taking the role as they coach. Because I always try to make my coaches, prove my coaches wrong. There's nothing on the basketball court that I can't do. And, you know, and it's just like I say, I lost the one. So I got, it's like 6 of them that's gonna make sure they prove me wrong every day at practice, every day at the game, because they'll say, Coach, let's do some let's shoot around the world. They still trying to beat me. And some days I want to let them beat me,
Right.
but I can't let them beat me because they'll talk too much about it. You know, but I try not to beat them too bad so I won't kill their confidence. But like I say, all of them test me every day. But like I say, it's still out of good respect.
Yeah.
Nothing negative. It's all positive.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing, man. I think keeping a competitive spirit throughout practices and in good positive way, I think it definitely helped build that culture that you got going on, Coach. So.
Coach, talk to them a little bit about what when you go to these middle school games and you know you got these middle school girls coming up. You know, talk to the parents a little bit about what you're looking for in a freshman to help your program.
And see, the thing about that is, like over the summertime, even when they like 7, if they're in the 6th and 7th and 8th grade, I like for them to come with me over the summertime. Because what I try to do is, because I have started, every year I've coached, I have started a freshman. This past year the last year I started 2. This past year I started 2. My first year I started 1. So you being a freshman or whatever the case, that has no bearing on anything. I want the parents to bring them kids to the gym. If they're in the 6th grade, you bring them to the gym and we gonna start working over the summer. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing, because everybody and we know everybody can't afford AAU travel ball. Everybody can't afford that.
Right.
But my thing is this: you ain't got to be able to afford that long as I'm here. You know, you bring them to the gym, we'll work. You know, we'll work. You know, like when I get done with football practice, I have a time. And like I say, everything messed up this year because, you know, I wasn't able to get to the middle school games. But when I go to the middle school games, I just look and see, you know, we need to go ahead and jump on this kid right now.
Right.
We need to jump on this kid right now. So if the parents are just, you know, no matter what grade they're in, bring them to the gym. Cause it's best to go ahead and start. It's better to go ahead and start early, because that's the problem I think I done had at HOCO in the past. Some of these kids think you can pick up the ball in October, and you're gonna be that. Nah, it don't work like that.
Say it again, Coach. Say it again, Coach.
And you can pick up that ball in October, and then it's just gonna happen. It does not work like that.
Oh yeah.
Right? You know? But one thing I done had good though, if I open the gym now, when I first started. If I open the gym, a select few would show up. But I can say these past 2 or 3 years, if I open the gym, about all of the girls will show up. So that's always good.
Yeah, that's a good thing. And the thing about that is you building that winning culture. And when they start doing that, start showing up when they don't have to, you know, showing up on their own time, they're actually buying in.
Right. Because think about it. Last year, man, we were 6 and 19. Well, 2 years ago, we were 6 and 19. Last year, we were 7 and 19. All right, now them girls was sophomores. No, they was freshmen and sophomores.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this past year, we was 18 and 10. And out of those 10 games we lost, I know we lost one, almost a buzzer beater. We lost 2 or 3 just because we weren't focused the way we were supposed to be. Because I know we was the better team.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, if we would have won 6 or 7 games this year, I probably would have resigned because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do as a coach.
Right.
So it would have been some time for somebody else to step in and take them to another level. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. You're holding yourself accountable.
Always. Always.
Coach, so it sounds like he calling out all the schools in Houston County. That's what it sounds like.
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna say it like that, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. This past year and this upcoming year, like I say, I got the same girls coming,
Right.
but it's still gonna be a different team.
Yeah.
You know, it's still gonna be a different team. But what I'm saying is, to be honest with you, if you come from the region that I just come from, Valdosta had 3 girls on their team that was 6'3" or better. And they wasn't no just 6'3", they was basketball players.
Right.
And they had the point guard, region of the year point guard. Now, at home they beat us by 5. At home they beat us by 5. We went down to the region tournament and they ended up beating us by 20 because he was playing about 10 or 11 girls when my starting guard was hurt. She didn't even play. We was down by 3 going in at halftime. So what I'm saying is, if they come back in hungry, like I'm gonna be,
right,
then if we don't win the region championship this year, then I'm disappointed. If we don't sweep the county this year, I'm disappointed. That's what I'm going on the limb.
Hey,
that sounds like a little smoke out of me.
Yeah,
hey, I'm trying to make the season interesting. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Coach Johnson won all the smoke.
Man.
Hey, Coach, you know we had Coach Fox on here last now.
Okay. See, here's the thing, though, Ted. It ain't that they owe me. I owe them.
Right.
You know what I mean? I owe them, man.
You getting some get back.
Some
Right,
get
I'm
back.
trying to get some get back because, it was plenty of times that, I ain't going to say you go into a game knowing you're going to lose, but it was just like, if we win in this game, it's going to take everything we got.
Right.
Like I say, the teams in county, I know they had sticks. And it was just like, if we could just get one of them, then we good. So for us to do what we done this past year, like I say, every game is important. But when you walk around the school and the kids walk up to you and be like, Coach, y'all beat Warner Robin? Like, yeah. Are y'all beating Northside? Yeah. How y'all do that? So, I mean, hey, let's say, it's in the past. This year over. But one thing about it is, man, that felt good for a little while, man.
Oh, yeah.
It felt good for a little while.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So Coach, you said you have the young ladies, try to get them out there early and getting them to working and start that development process. So we had talked to was it Coach Fox Coach Fox over at Northside, and we had one of her spotlight players on here, and they spoke a little bit about the importance of lifting weights. They said a lot of girls, they're like, nah, I ain't touching no weights, and then they get to college, they're like, oh man, I need to hit these weights. So what does that look like for your girls right now?
I'm going to go ahead and tell you, 3rd period, that's our weight training class. And if they're not lifting, I go down there, I get out of my class, and I go down there. And that weight training is so big. It's so big. But here's the thing. One thing about our girls is they asked me when the summer first started, Coach, I know we're going to be playing ball, but are we going to lift weights? So they want to do it.
Oh, they hungry. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, they want to do it.
Yeah.
Because, and it's like I tell them, I say, here's the thing about the weights. The thing about the weights is, first of all, you won't get thrown around. And second thing is, if you get hurt, if you lifting weights the way you're supposed to, your heal time is shorter. And they hit the weights. Because they'll text me and say something like, Coach, I squatted this today. Coach, I bench pressed this today. See, you want to see that from your basketball players.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's good stuff, Coach. That's good stuff. So it's good to hear that they're lifting weights now because it's definitely going to help them once they get to college. Because that workout regimen it's about to get real, as they say.
Oh yeah.
And hopefully some of your girls. So what are some of the what does the recruitment process look like right now for any of your girls? Or have the COVID-19 kind of slowed things up a little bit? Or
Well, like I say, I got a pretty good relationship with a few coaches. But here's the thing. This is the problem you run into with the recruitment process. Everybody got their eyes big on the big D1 schools.
Yeah.
Everybody got their eyes big on the D1 school. But see, like I tell them now, we got to be realistic about this thing. You got to be realistic. And what I mean by realistic is, as far as the grades, I know you can get in with your grades. That's one problem I don't have with these girls.
That's good.
But what you got to understand is this. If I'm calling Georgia, if you want me to call Georgia and the Yukons, and y'all know what I mean, the South Carolinas,
right?
You want me to call them, you're going to have to be a stud. Yes. I'm talking about straight, can get down, don't never leave the gym and all that.
Right.
Now, I tell them, I'm going to look at the school that I feel like that's best fit for you. Mm-hmm. So when you go there, you will probably be playing that first year. That's what I try to work on. Now, I'm not trying to minimize your goal or what you want to do, but what I'm trying to tell you is, see, they look at stuff on TV and they think these girls on this TV is small. They look small because you look at them on TV, right? And so I took them. When we went to the region tournament, I took them down to see Valdosta play.
Good.
And they seen that speed, and I just told them, I said, no, not the Valdosta, but what I'm saying is that speed is something different.
Yeah.
And what you got to understand is these kids here don't never leave the gym. These kids, they don't never leave the gym. And if you want to do this stuff here, you got to understand that it takes everything that you have to get to that level. Now, if maybe you could go 1 year at a school and transfer, whatever the case may be. But I'm going to try to get you where I feel like you could play at that first year, and then we go from there.
No,
so it looks like we got a question from a viewer, but before we get to that question, just real quick, Coach, you kind of talked on it, playing at your level that's appropriate for you. When you said you playing at a JUCO, can you kind of just speak to your experience at playing at the JUCO and kind of what that did for you as well?
Well, yeah, it's like when I went to Mississippi. Here's the thing: when I left high school, I thought I was good. Until my first day of basketball practice. Because it was a guy, and I done told people this story plenty of times. It was a guy walked in the gym. He had like a little duffel bag, had long hair. He looked like he was not a basketball player.
Right.
And so we got in practice, and I was telling my friend, his name Herb, I said, I'm guarding him. I said, I got him. And when I say he lit me up, and I was just like, I never forget. I came back because we went to school. And I forgot what the holiday was, but I came back home and I was telling all my older homeboys. I was like, "Man, y'all ain't do me right." They was like, "Why?" They said, "Man," I said, "Man, my first day of practice, I got smoked."
Right.
So we going to the park, playing. JUCO ball, like you say. I always call myself a reject when I went to JUCO because it was just like I didn't have the grades to go where I needed to go. But there was a lot of boys down there that didn't have the grades, but they could play some basketball.
Yes.
So that's why I don't like the kids to try to look down at JUCO because there's nothing to look down upon.
Yeah.
Those guys. I mean, I got my wake up call when I went to JUCO because I was just like, what in the world have I got myself into? So I really didn't learn how to play basketball to maybe my junior year in college.
Yeah.
Really learn how to play. You know what I'm saying? All the aspects of everything.
Right,
I was just always just playing hard, but learning the game probably my junior year in college.
Yeah. And at that point, the game became a little easier for you. Huh?
It became a whole lot easier.
So
Coach,
Charles. Yeah. So Coach, we do got a question out here from Bruce Thompson. What he wants to know: what age do you suggest athletes start lifting weights?
I just feel like if they playing a competitive sport, they don't need to be lifting because they don't need to mess with their growth and all that stuff. But if they playing any kind of competitive sports, they need to be doing some type of weights. You know, because I think that I don't know what the doctor's age say they need to start, but if they in middle school, I mean, I say if they playing competitive basketball, competitive football, or whatever the case may be, I feel like they need to be doing some type of weight, even if they ain't doing nothing but like dumbbells. I say sixth grade, because that's when I started was sixth grade.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, sixth grade is definitely that's when I know that's when they started them at Fagan Mill. So yeah, well, probably middle schools in Houston County started.
Right.
I can't say that because over there where we at in the nation ain't got no weights.
Oh,
hey, them straight push-ups over there in the nation now.
oh,
Gotcha.
no, they get to the end, Fagan Mill. Yeah, you squatting, you getting it.
Yeah, so I was gonna even ask Coach Johnson, can you, even from your football side, right, just talk about the importance of your own body weight and just doing the push-ups and the squats, you know, the air squats and the sit-ups and all of those things, how important that is to kind of build that foundation before you even kind of jump into actually lifting free weights.
Right, because the thing about, like you just said, if you're doing that type stuff, if you really think about push-ups and all that stuff you're talking, it's still weights because you're pushing up your own weight.
Yeah.
You know, so it's still really weights. So if you're doing that right there, because, you know, sometimes kids are not even doing that.
Oh, yeah, right.
You know, if you just doing the push-ups, the sit-ups, jumping jacks, all that type stuff right there, you can get it, you know how you get at the edge of the sofa and put your arms back there and do like pull-ups, all that kind of stuff right there it's really like lifting weights.
Yeah.
So I would say if they able to do that right there, and like I say, if you got like a fifth or sixth grader, if they do that, maybe just give them 10 reps. If they do 10 reps a day, that goes a long way for a kid that think about it. You got a sixth grader that's already started that.
Right.
And you got that sixth grader that has started it. You know, it's good. You're gonna see a big disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we do got another question from DeAndre Clemens. He wants to know what do you do for team camaraderie, especially with the girls?
We went to a lot of Buffalo Wild Wings.
I need an invite, coach. I need an invite.
We did Buffalo Wild Wings. We did went to the University of Georgia games. I have them come up to the gym and I grill out. We did that kind of. We go to Rigby's and bowl. We try to do a whole bunch of stuff, you know, because like I say, when you do that right there, and then like I said, that's really the main thing that really helped our team out this year too. You know, they got along. You know, when things were getting kind of rough, you know, we would do something. I said, well, we're gonna have a cookout Saturday. Come up to the gym. You know, and we did that. We sit around. You know, got back. We wouldn't even touch a basketball. Don't even touch a basketball. We just go up there and have fun. Like they'll go up there. Sometimes I try to get them to play dodgeball. You know, play cornhole. Mm-hmm. Anything to get your mind off basketball. So then they want to say, Coach, can we get in the gym tomorrow? You see what I'm saying? So that's the kind of stuff we do to build that. You know.
Oh yeah.
No, I think that was a good question. That was a good question because you definitely need that camaraderie because that definitely helped. That definitely helped with the glue of your teams as well. So yeah, that's some good stuff, Coach. You got me hungry. I want some Buffalo Wild Wings, some grills, something.
Hey, he wants some Buffalo Wild Wings and he want to go play dodgeball.
I mess around, roll my ankle out there trying to run from the ball.
Oh, man. Hey, Coach, I'm glad you threw out them smoke signals out there now. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have somebody gonna take you up on that.
Yeah, man. I know my phone gonna be blowing up. But you know how it is. Hey, look, you have to understand, man. I'm the only. Hold on, you know, I'm the only male coach that coaches the girls in the county.
Yeah.
Right. So I know I don't make. When they see this, if they see this, I know I don't make them mad. But I'm telling y'all, it's all in fun. It's all in fun.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't backpedal now, coach.
Yeah, like I told him, man, I've been bullied. I've been bullied for 4 years right in this county. And here's the thing: when I played basketball in high school, I used to be bullied by Perry. I was bullied by Perry until I was a junior because they had a stick, and we finally beat Perry at one time. We beat Perry at one time. Perry never beat me anymore. So it's just like this: we don't conquer. We don't conquer 3. We got one more to conquer. And I'm going out on a limb and say this is the year.
Hey, coach. Before we get out of here, because we are going to wrap, but so Warner Robins and Perry and Northside, they've all gotten their new gyms, right? So you guys will be able to play in there. Can you kind of just explain what that environment was like, especially when you played over at Northside and Warner Robins, with those whatever smaller gyms? And kind of what you think that expectation or that field is going to be like going into those bigger gyms now?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it's something about playing in Warner Robins at Northside that I like. You know what? I'm going to tell you why. I'm talking about the old gym. Because the fans are so rowdy.
Yeah.
And I get a little adrenaline rush off of that. But I'm saying they rowdy, but they friendly, And I hear bald head, I hear milk duds, and that kind of stuff really get me going. And so I use that as motivation because I tell the girls, I be like, "Do y'all hear them talking about me?" So now you're going to a new gym and it's kind of spaced out, and it get crowded during the boys' game. But now I got to find some kind of new intake for the girls to try to get them more motivated. But see, here's the thing that's gonna motivate them. And this is what I'm going to use. Look, everybody in the county got a brand new gym. We don't. So let's make their gym our gym, at least for the night.
There you go.
So that's what's going to be interesting. That's my motivation this year.
There you go. Hey, we're gonna get out of here on that note right there, Coach.
All right.
Hey, man. But hey, we definitely appreciate you being on the show, Coach. A lot of good information. Like I said, parents, players, and up-and-coming coaches, they can go back and look at these shows and look at it, just listen to what you're saying as far as helping develop, and how you develop a program and how you transition. And it's more on the court stuff, but a lot of off the court stuff too. Right. And I think you spoke to that very well tonight as far as building that chemistry and that camaraderie with the team. So big ups to you, Coach.
Appreciate it, man. Like I say, I'm gonna let y'all go. I watched a few episodes that y'all had. Man, y'all doing a great job, man. I mean, Ted, I appreciate you inviting. But I watched 11 and 12, episode 11 and 12, I think.
Yeah.
Because I know y'all remember y'all talking about the shot clock, and it was something else that y'all was talking about. And I really enjoyed y'all, man. I sat here today and I watched it, and I had been waiting on Ted to send me the Zoom thumbs up, and I was itching. I was like, man, I was gonna enjoy that. But it's good to talk to people that understand. And give feedback. Like I said, I learned a lot from y'all guys, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, Coach, but be honest though, we figured out you watched too because you wanted to make sure you wasn't getting in no foolishness.
I thought Ted was saying that we just sit there and just listen. He didn't give me all the information,
All good, Coach. Coach Tat, you got something before we get out of here?
Man, just like I said, man, to piggyback on what Coach KP said, man, appreciate you being on, Coach, man. Like I say, we watch you, and we glad to know we can pick up the phone and say, hey, Coach, you mind jumping on, and what I'm saying. First thing, yeah, oh yeah, glad we can have that relationship, man. Off the court, and we just appreciate it, man. We're just trying to move this thing along, man, and try to get different feedback, man, from different coaches. Everybody ain't gonna coach the same way. Everybody ain't gonna have the same philosophies. But to get different feedback and different philosophies from different people, man, I think it's going pretty good, man. And like I said, you're one of the jokers that we look up to, man, and we watch you, man. And like I say, been knowing from Dodge County,
right?
And we even got a play called Dodge. hey, we got that from Coach. But yeah, man, like I said, man, we appreciate everything, man. Appreciate you being on, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Coach Charles?
No, all good, Coach. We appreciate you, man. Like I said, every show I learn something from each and every one of these guests that we have on, and you definitely gave some nuggets that we can pass on that I can pass on to my younger group that I coach. So, man, just encourage you keep doing your thing, man. Sound like you having fun with those girls over there, and you about to those benefits about to have some dividends here pretty soon from taking them from a young age. So, man, good luck to you, man. I'll definitely be out there watching. So, can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get in the gym.
Yeah. Definitely, Coach. We're taking the show on the road, so to speak. So once basketball season gets rolling, we're gonna be out looking at teams, trying to interview best players, all that type of stuff. So we'll hit you so you can leave them tickets at will call for us.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah. Hey, but to all the viewers, we appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Like we always say, if it's something you want to get more information on, or if you want to reach out to Coach or something along those lines, you can hit us. But Coach, are you on social media?
I'm not on social media.
Okay, but they can reach you through Houston County School. Okay, so definitely. And if you need to get in touch with him, you can get in touch with us. We can get the message to him or anything along those lines. So our next show is going to be Sunday. Coach Tack, you want to speak on that?
Yeah, man. Sunday, man. We got a big show coming up, man. So tune in, man. Gonna be great. Some more great guests.
Yeah, there you go. And before we get out of here, we got to give a shout out to Kristen Brooks for the gear. I don't know, can y'all see that?
Yes, sir.
She got us G'd up in here, so we got to definitely give a shout out to her for that. I don't know what Charles is doing, but
yeah.
Hey,
you gotta show it off, man. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, we gotta get out of here. I'm starting to act the fool on the show.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, but like I said, we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a safe journey until Sunday, till we see you again. There's nothing else to say. Peace.
Peace.